West Coast Comics.
Hey guys, how you doing? So we are back for the part two of the last video that I put up. As you can see, I kind of shaved a little bit. Yeah. So because there were so many comments and questions and stuff, I knew that there was no way I was going to be able to do it all in one video. So, yes, we are now going to try to finish up the rest of the questions that were sent to me a while ago. So, let's do this shit. Okay, so, boy, I'm saying so a lot, aren't I? From Emmanuel Cobian says, more rings than Common Rider Wizard. I guess so. Squidward, all the way from SpongeBob's TV show, says, if you do reply to my comment, you'll officially be the first Power Ranger I'll ever communicate with. There we go. I guess that makes it the first time that you've ever communicated with a Power Ranger. All right. Yukitoku758 says, one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to rule them, and in the darkness bind them. That's a very cute little saying. And obviously that's from the Lord of the Rings. So, yay, it's because I have all those rings and stuff. From Common Rider 64 says, hey Chris, how's it going? Number one, is Jason David Frank a jerk? That's what I have heard from people, and they said that he won't let go of this feud with Austin St. John. Do you remember when I asked you about it on an earlier Q&A? You did. I just wanted to know if you heard about it. That's all. I'm sorry if you thought I was asking if you know what was going on between them. And number two, what are your thoughts on the new Power Ranger season, Samurai Megaforce, and Dino Charge? Also, Ninja Steel is coming. Is Jason Frank a jerk? No, he's not. Have I heard about a feud between him and Austin St. John? Possibly. I don't really want to go into it because I'm not a part of that, so it's not my place to really get into that. But I've certainly possibly heard of something along those lines. What are my thoughts of the new Power Ranger seasons? Samurai, Megaforce, Dino Charge, and also Ninja Steel? I have no idea. I'm not going to watch them. So I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm sure they'll be good. I don't know. Ranger the Destroyer said, you should do a live Q&A. To which Anthony Pierce said, well, check out his Twitch streams, man. And Ranger said, I do watch his Twitch streams. Not all of them though, because he usually streams weekdays at night, and I have school in the morning. And Anthony said, it's an old video, but he did do one, but check out MMPRtoys, he did one with him. That is true, yes. I did do it was a live stream Q&A thing, but that was for Bruno. So that was like his channel. I just happened to be over there. And, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Gabe-tastic says, you to one. All right. Thank you, Gabe. Angel Wolf Balu, maybe? Balu? I don't know. Probably. Hey, Chris, I'm a huge fan of yours. I was just wondering, would you ever date a fan? Just wondering. I have done that in the past, so I guess the answer is yes. Blue 199300001 says, are you one day going to buy an Xbox One, D3SD, Nintendo Switch? I don't think so. I might get an Xbox, but I'm probably never going to get any Nintendo stuff. I'm not a huge fan of Nintendo stuff. Also, do you have Steam on your gaming PC? I do. Yes, I do. And are you going to come back to Twitch in 2017? I am. Yes. Probably very soon. Anthony Pierce said, totally understand, man. I think we all do, but hey, keep your head up. That is in regards to the thing that I asked everybody to not talk about, not bring it up. But Anthony did it very tastefully. So thank you, Anthony. Anthony, that's very cool of you. Nelson Cuero said, it's Mega V3 missile mode fire when you drew letter Z on the joystick. Huh. Okay. Okay. Take your word for it, Nelson. I believe you. From the Fumbo Muffin. All right, I'm gonna go for a fun one. What's your favorite album? Assuming you're into music enough to have a favorite album. if that's too tough to answer, I know it would be a hard time answering. I would have a hard time answering it. Name some albums that you enjoy the majority or entirety of. This is actually a very good question. I can't really think of my favorite album, but there are a few out there that, yes, I've pretty much always loved. There aren't too many albums that I've heard where I really like the entire thing. Um, but there are a couple. One of them was, God, I think this is in 1996. It was Stabbing Westward, Wither, Blister, Burn, and Peel. I love the music because it's a very industrial rock kind of sound, and a lot of the sounds in the songs is just like, it's not instruments that you would ever really think of. Like, I think at one point they were actually like, they had like big heavy lead pipes and they were just banging things into them, and that was part of the song. Some of the songs, the sound that was in the music, and I was just like, wow, that's really different. You don't really hear shit like that. That's really cool. Another band that I always liked was Cold, not Coldplay, Cold. The Oh God, what the hell was the name of the album? I think it was like 13 Ways to Die on Stage or something like that. I'll look at it really quickly, see if I can find it. It was something like that. 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage. That's it. That is another really great album because I like pretty much every song on there. Maybe one or two I wasn't too big a fan of, but almost everything. And one of my favorite musicians, who, of course, we lost him last year, was, it's always been Prince. I've always loved Prince. I always loved Purple Rain, the album. The funny thing, is that Purple Rain is not my favorite Prince song. It's my second favorite. It's a beautiful song. My first favorite Prince song has always been Get Off. I love that song. But good questions, or good question, Fumble Muffin. I really appreciate that. From Nicole Diaz, what do you think about Power Rangers the movie? Are you going to see it, or it doesn't call your attention? I have no idea. I'm sure there's plenty of people, plenty of friends that I have that want to all go out and see it together. So if that's the case, then I will probably go out with some of my friends to see it. But I probably will not go out to see it by myself. So there we go. From Amber Lavergetta, something like that. 2 questions. Number 1, who is your favorite villain on Star Wars? Really? You can't see that Darth Vader that's standing right there, that's always been standing right there, and the fact that I have Darth Vader's lightsaber and everything is Darth Vader for me. Just take a guess. But another question is, would you ever date one of your fans? It's okay if you do not answer. I understand. Sorry to bug you. That's very funny because you're asking the exact same thing that other person, what was Angel Wolf Balu. Very funny that you're asking the exact same question and you are apparently a different person. Again, yeah, I have dated fans. So, yeah. There we go. From Drumwiz, ever been injured on set? Power Ranger and Space Stuntman kicking your ass is exempt. The only time that I was ever hurt on set was we were practicing. We were like, working out. I was working out with the stuntman, and I didn't do anything wrong. Nobody did anything wrong, but I worked out with them so hard that I ended up tearing every muscle basically between my neck and like my ankles. I tore every muscle. The next day, I couldn't move out of bed. I was in so much pain. It's not, me like doing something, screwing up something and then breaking my arm or some shit like that. But I was in an unbelievable amount of pain because of that shit. That's as close as it's ever been. Never got hurt, anything other than that. Michael Hart, who is one of my good friends from Miami, I've known him for a very long time. I knew him before I was even on Power Rangers. I knew him back in like 1996, 95, 96, something like that. He says, hair looks good, buddy. I gotta get it cut, Mike. It's getting too long for me. Really gotta cut it. Harumichi25 says, totally understand. Lots of love, buddy. Keep your head up and let's rock it. I believe that's also in reference to my little girl passing. Ashley Park says, thanks for answering my questions about coming to New York. You're welcome. Nelson Cuero says, my apology for Andros. No worries. We're good. Right Hand Heavy says, any idea why Patricia Jolie doesn't go to conventions anymore? You two ever keeping in touch? I don't know. Right Hand Heavy. I have no idea. I haven't heard from Patty in a very long time. I know that Justin got in touch with her not that long ago, but well, we've been trying to get her to do some conventions, but I don't know. Nothing so far. Nothing yet has like really hooked her. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Dale Sprague says, hate to say it, but I will believe that's legitimately your voice when I hear that in person. It sounds weird coming from you. Not sure if it's already been asked, but would you ever try to talk to Marvel or any other non-DC comic companies out there about a crossover storyline with LA Crazy Town? Lastly, thank you for being awesome. Well, according to the first thing, that is my voice doing the intro thing. That is me.
West Coast Comics.
That's me. I don't know what the hell else to do, but that's me. I would not try to talk to Marvel or any other non-DC company about doing a crossover because, well, Marvel is owned by Disney now, and anything that Disney owns, they completely run themselves. They don't let anybody else have any kind of creative say-so or whatever. So, no. I've worked with Disney before, and I know that they are very, very much like headstrong about, no, this is it's our way or the highway. That's like very much the way they are. So, no, I would not. I would more than likely not ever do that. I don't want anybody else coming in and telling me what to do with my characters. So, thank you. Good question. Michael Breath says, hey Chris, I know you love the X-Men, but what got you into comics in the first place? What made you want to become a writer after acting? And what made you want to be a writer for comic books? Well, I was actually a writer well before I ever started acting. Much earlier than when I was acting. When I met my friend Danny, he and I are the ones that really came up together with LA Crazy Town. We met at school. There was a school that we went to not that long ago. I will not recommend anybody ever signing up for that school. It's called Westward University. Do not do it. It's not an accredited school. And when I went there, they lied to me right off the bat, and they lied to Danny. What did they lie to us about? Two separate things, but basically it's the same thing. I said to them when I went there, I said, so, what I'd really like to do is learn more about writing for video games. Is that, story, plot, character bios, character creation, this type of stuff. And I said to them, is this going to be a good school for that? And of course the guy showed me around. He was like, oh, absolutely. You're definitely going to go over that. Nope. And, when Danny first showed up, he asked them a very similar question. He said, what I really want to learn is how to write better for comic books. Is this going to be a good school for that? And again, oh, absolutely, yes, you're definitely going to learn that here. Nope. So, yeah. We just, while we were there, we just realized, we really want to work together on something, and it just happened to be a comic book. So, there we go. That's the way it goes. Ditrin, in the Astro Mega ship where you slide down the slide to morph, what was on the other side of the slide? Was that area built on 2 stories? And number 2, should do a Q&A with Sylvie. I already answered this. Last video that I did, well, not the first part to this one, but the one I did before that, I very specifically went over what happened when you go down the slide. It was about a 3-foot long slide. By the time your legs straighten out, sliding down it, you've already touched the floor. There was nothing about 2 stories or anything like that. No, it was barely 4 feet long. It was like 3 feet long. So, yeah. I've already gone over that, Die. Gotta pay attention more. Stephanie Calvin asked me something, but I am not going to read it because that is my prerogative. I don't have to. Rockefeller 1100. So Rockefeller 1100 said, "Hello, Chris. You may have answered this before, but I wouldn't know. But my question is, how did Andros and Zordon meet? Did Zordon make Andros into a ranger, or did Andros find his own power, like the Gold Ranger or Alien Rangers, etc.? I have not the foggiest clue, man. I don't know. That is a question for Chip Lynn, the guy who wrote it. It's not my story, so I could not, I can't sit there and tell you anything about it. Personally, I would think that he probably got his superpowers from Zordon, but I don't know. Yeah, find Chip Lynn. Ask him. He'll tell you. And last, and in no way least, Alexander Danilovich, maybe. Okay, a few months back, I discovered your comic. Funny thing, I wasn't even looking for comics, and I liked it. Congrats. It's a really great piece of art. And then, a few weeks ago, when the hype about the new Power Ranger movie appeared, I was wasting my time on YouTube, and I realized that you were actually a Red Space Ranger centuries ago. Thank you. In previous millennium, to be exact. And that's awesome because, at least for me, Red Space Ranger, along with the Ninja Turtles, was the hero of my early childhood, even if we weren't fans of the US here back in the days. Okay. I just wanted to say hello, to praise the comic book, and to weep because there is no Red Space Ranger costume for masked parties here in Europe, and having that as an adult and jumping around in a colored suit with a helmet for one night would be awesome. Because this is a Q&A, I have one question. Have you ever read one of the best Italian comic books ever, in my opinion, Dylan Dog? And if you did, what did you think about it? I don't know why, but your comic reminded me of it. Cheers, man. Hope you guys would host a Power Ranger convention somewhere in Europe. And greetings from Belgrade, Serbia. I'm not even sure if you know where that is. Small hint, it's not Russia. I do know where Serbia is. Yes. Okay, so let's tackle these one at a time really quickly. Blah, 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 blah. As far as you saying that, you haven't been able to find a red Power Ranger suit or helmet, my friend Ollie Mansfield, the guy who made my helmet, he also, I believe, has made his own suit, and it's fantastic. It's gorgeous. You can look him up on Facebook. If you want, I will put a link to Ollie Mansfield's Facebook page in the description of this video. He's in Europe. I don't know where, but he's somewhere in Europe. So, yeah, talk to him about it. And I don't know, maybe you can work something out. I have never heard of Dylan Dog, so I don't know what that is. But I appreciate you telling me that you like it and you think it's one of the best comics ever, and mine reminded you of it. So, awesome. And you really hope that we would do a Power Ranger convention somewhere in Europe. So do I. So, let's try to make that shit happen. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, that'll do. Everything else is just brand new stuff, but these are the questions that I wanted to go over because I never got a chance to finish them for the first video. There you go, guys. I hope you guys are happy, and if you had a question or something like that, I'm hoping that I addressed it and got you somewhat of an answer, something that you were looking for. So there we go. All right. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to run. I hope you guys keep watching my videos, and you know what? If you haven't already, subscribe to my damn channel. Just do it. Okay. All right. I will talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.